I'm Mike Huckman at the Bio Buzz Center, and it is a pleasure to welcome the chairman and CEO of a company called Aduro Biotech, Mr. Steve Isaacs. Steve, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for the invitation.
So Aduro Biotech is working on targeting cancer using a number of unique platforms and technologies, and one of them is called Sting. No relation, of course, to the singer-songwriter, but what is it?
So, as you said, we have three basic platforms we use to stimulate the immune system and then to keep it going, and Sting is sort of in the middle. Sting is an acronym for Stimulator of Interferon Genes, and we have a way to stimulate the Sting receptor, which occurs in immune cells, dendritic cells, macrophages, and so on, and it turns on...
Those are things that play a role in tumor growth.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So what we're trying to do is stimulate the immune system to fight those tumors, and we do this with specific chemicals that we make called cyclic dinucleotides. And when you turn Sting on, it's sort of an approach to personalized medicine. If you and I have the same cancer, say pancreatic cancer, we both have cancer of the pancreas, but we really have different cancers because of the mutations that occur. So if we can turn on the cells that make specific T cells to fight that cancer in your system using the Sting approach, that can be a very effective therapy.
Some of your scientists at Aduro Biotech were among those who discovered a key technology that's inside, if you will, one of the most exciting new cancer therapies that's been approved in recent months and years, called Keytruda. Is there another transformative thing or things that same team is working on at your company now besides Sting?
Absolutely, you're correct. That's Hans van Enneman and Andrea van Elsass. They came out of Merck to form Bionovian, which we purchased in October of 2015. They indeed were involved in developing Keytruda or pembrolizumab. We're now working not only in our own form of anti-PD-1 and anti-CTLA-4, but on something called
Those
anti-APRIL.
Those are the pathways that you're using.
Well, they're the checkpoint inhibitors that keep the immune system working. We have a way to stimulate it that I just talked about with Sting, and then we have a way to keep it going with the checkpoint inhibitors. So we have our own form of Pembro, our own form of Yervoy, and now we're making something called anti-APRIL for multiple myeloma. So there's lots of different proteins that we can make on that side of the field to keep the immune system working and fighting cancer.
Steve, bio, as you well know, is a huge partnering event. In fact, hundreds, if not thousands of potential partnering meetings are taking place in those cubicles behind us down below. Your company has at least 5 different collaborative partners, including J&J, Johnson & Johnson, Merck, and Novartis. What do you look for the right partner these days, given how competitive it is right now?
Yeah, so in the aggregate, we have about $2.4 billion in partnerships with the 3 institutions that you mentioned. Partnerships are very important for the cash they provide. They help you do things faster, but they also help you in a collaborative manner depending on what their capabilities are. So working very collaboratively with the partner, you're able simply to move things faster and develop products more quickly to the benefit of patients.
What do you look for in a good partner?
So we look for capabilities in clinical trials, downstream manufacturing, and ultimately, in some cases, for sales and marketing. Although in the Novartis partnership, we keep that for ourselves. It's a co-commercialization, co-development relationship.
And separately, outside of the company, people may not be aware that you are passionate about helping communities and improving public health and other things on the continent of Africa. What, if anything else, could or should the life sciences sector writ large be doing to help continents, countries, regions, communities, whether in Africa or in other developing parts of the world?
Yeah, I think a lot of the major pharmaceutical companies are realizing their social responsibility to help the developing world. I personally have been involved in Africa since 2004. I've got my own family nonprofit. I started the Alliance for Global Health and Science, so we're doing capacity building both in Uganda and Zimbabwe. My hope is that Aduro, with its success in immuno-oncology, can expand those activities, especially into infectious diseases such as malaria and tuberculosis, which are very important in the developing world. And I think other major pharmaceutical companies are thinking along the same lines.
The theme of this year's Bio Convention is one word, and that is breakthrough. Steve, breakthrough to what?
So I think what we're doing is, the breakthrough is really making the immune system work even better. You know, with the checkpoint inhibitors, you're now seeing 20, 25, 30% durable responses. And by combining other methodologies, the hope is that those responses will be doubled or even tripled. And that's what we're working on as a breakthrough.
That's Steve Isaacs, the chairman and CEO of Aduro Biotech here at the Buzz Center.